Yeah, hello once again. This time I got something quite interesting to share with you, and it's about one particular happening in music history, let's say, or in the history of one really big, successful, and very acclaimed band, Opeth of Sweden, of course. Yeah, if I bet many of you who have followed Opeth through the years and until now have been perhaps wondering why they chose to alter their sound so radically, so extremely, becoming a pure prog rock band after being a death metal prog band for so long, or the death metal band with prog influences. Well, I think I know why. And actually, I kind of had I had a small, I played a small part, or at least I think so, in it because. All right, let's start. The year is 2009. It's July. I read about uh, Marcel Jacob or Jacob from he was the former bass player of Yngwie Malmsteen and band's Talisman, I believe it was called. So I read that he died, and back then Open had a message board, their official message board on their official page, right? All right, so I was there like I had been a member for maybe a year or so. And that same year in March, I had seen them in concert also. Uh, and so I kind of decided to, to tell everybody that this guy had died because, he was from Sweden, kind of played maybe not exactly the same music, but similar, I guess, to Opeth. And for those reasons, I decided to to make a post about it. So yeah, but unfortunately, that message board was really full of trolls, of such trolls, hideous trolls, and yeah, it was actually others who belonged to other message boards that were dedicated to hard rock or heavy metal bands. They actually knew all about it. They knew what kind of that it was a place full of trolls, right? So when I posted that message, I remember at least one guy, one big troll was like, "Oh yeah, so what? Now he's dead. He cannot longer play for Fat Ingwe." So that's that kind of stuff. And of course, what happens afterwards? It just so happened that guy Marcel Jakob was actually close friends with Frederick from Opeth, the lead guitarist. So he had been his mentor when he played in Talisman, and of course, their leader Mikael was very angry because of such comments. And I remember he was like, "Oh, fucking children," he wrote a very angry post. And then that kind of triggered, I had no idea that it would trigger a whole bunch of a shitstorm. Because now suddenly these guys, these trolls, were feeling attacked by Mikhail, and they could no longer tolerate it. They didn't like me either. I remember there were quite a lot of people those idiots that didn't like me. So anyway, so the reactions were so violent that it led actually to Mikael shutting down that message board. And I was so happy, because there were so many jackasses and really, really nasty, vicious people. I mean, you can hardly call them people, but anyway. So I think that was kind of what kind of made Mikael. I believe he was already tired, because uh, metalheads, and no offense to any of you know good solid people who are metalheads, but unfortunately there is a quite large number of metalheads who are just not very nice people, unfortunately, knuckleheads, in other words. So yeah, so that I also remember at that concert I was, the Opeth one. There were some people, shouting and screaming during the quiet parts. The song wasn't over, and they started, yeah, clapping and cheering. I thought, what a bunch of idiots! Like shit for brains, right? And I think, I mean, sincerely, that both Michael or Mikael and some of the others probably in the band were quite fed up with such crowds, and such, attitudes like, yeah, we listen to heavy metal, yeah, yeah. And I think more than a few of them were not really happy with their last album until then, which was Watershed. And I think actually it's their best album, perhaps. But anyway, it was right after that. I don't think it's a coincidence that they decided, or Mikael decided to change the sound completely, because he was so sick and tired of all these idiots. So he didn't want them at their concerts anymore. He kind of realized what kind of people were listening to his band, his music, and he wasn't so happy with it, I believe. So yeah, I can say that I had a small part in that major decision. I mean, it was not, of course. I had no idea what that one message would bring about. But it's quite amazing when you think about it, that sometimes just such rather small things can affect, and to such a great change, bring about really great change. I mean, yeah. So I actually, one more thing I wanted to add. I did like Heritage, but I think I actually now wish they would return to their old, kind of music, because this just it's kind of getting like the last couple records have all sounded the same almost. So that's a great challenge, and especially for someone like Michael, who has been writing music for so long, for 25 years or something, or even longer. It's a challenge to constantly come up with new ideas, that are different, you know. So anyway, I think we have already seen the best of Opeth, but anyway, I just wanted to share this story with you. So yeah, I think I did something good, because that forum really needed, shutting down. So alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye.